Wednesday.
I hate that when you just don't know what day it is.
I know. I never know what day it is.
But it's been pouring rain. The sun is slowly trying to peek out, and it was a good day. So
we're in another location.
Yay! I'm working from home today. So we are set up in my dining room looking into my lovely living room. And we were joking about how it kind of looks like we're on the Real Housewives with a fake background, but it's not. So welcome.
Did you know that they film the interviews in a studio? And they're not actually in their home?
Yeah, so I didn't know that for the longest time. I always thought that they were in their house. And then I don't remember what it was that I was watching, maybe Southern Charm the other day. And I noticed that they showed them in front of a green screen.
Yeah.
Blew my mind. I guess it kind of makes sense because then you're not always worried about lighting and cleaning everything up.
Cats and kids.
And doorbells and all that kind of stuff. So I will preface this by saying that we're getting our hot water tank changed today. So there may be a doorbell midway through, and I'm just I really hope not as well. So we'll see. Well, I have a lot of like good things to chat about today. I've got my top 5 that I'm going to be talking about International Women's Day because that is March 8th. So we're only a few days away from that. Allie has some Millennial Quiz stuff that we're going to touch on. I was really happy with that segment last week. So
I thought it was so fun.
I'm really excited about that, to be honest. So let's just get straight into it. First thing that I do want to mention, just because that's what's going on in the world right now, is the war in Ukraine. Donating to Red Cross, the Canadian government is matching up to $10 million of Red Cross donations. So if you're looking to donate to the war, that's a really great option because it will be matched. So please go on and look at that. And I think with Red Cross, you can actually text.
Yeah,
you can text like a donation code or something and it'll bill you.
Yes. They'll add it to your phone bill. Yeah. Which is cool.
Which is great. Yeah. So easy to do. All right. Do you want to start with, what do you think? Should we start with the Millennial Quiz?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay. Great. Bring it on.
Okay. Some of these are going to be very easy. I've picked ones that I thought would be fun.
I'm into fun for sure. Okay. Oh, also just for editing purposes, I was thinking about this when I was doing it for Instagram. Show the video first and like hold it for a couple of seconds and then show me. Okay. So it just makes it easier.
Okay. First one.
Oh yeah, I won't look. I guess it doesn't really matter because you can.
Who's this? Okay. What is this?
That is for sure Free Willy. I've never seen Free Willy.
What?
What year did it even come out? I don't even know.
93.
Yeah, well, there you go. I don't know.
I didn't watch it in 93.
That's a good point.
So, I was born in 1990, so I definitely didn't watch it when I was 3.
I mean, okay, so is it about a whale that is in captivity that breaks free?
Well, yeah, kind of.
And then there's a little boy.
There's a little boy. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen it in a really long time.
The only reference that I have is in Simpsons when they're watching Free Willy and he like doesn't make it quite over the egg. He like squishes the little boy.
I mean, I was actually, when I watched a clip of this and I was like, why is he underneath? How does he know that the whale is going to be able to jump high enough over him?
Well, and over because it's a massive whale. Like I would never assume that a whale is going to be able to jump over me.
It just makes no sense. But anyway, okay.
What can you do?
Next one. Okay. Who are they? Who are these people?
Oh, is this from The Hills?
Close.
What's the other one?
Laguna Beach.
Laguna Beach. Never would have gotten that. Never watched that.
What?
No. So Lauren was on Laguna Beach and on The Hills?
Yes.
So was Laguna Beach, I'm going to say scripted, as in, was it meant to be a scripted show or is it a reality show? Like
it's a reality show.
Okay.
So they were filming at the high school.
Oh.
So that's why like they were
and
cast.
Then it transitioned.
Yeah, they were cast on the show. Lauren was a senior in high school. That's why it's like Kristen and Elsie were not friends because they were in high school and Kristen was older. Elsie was older. So then Elsie, Lauren, moved to LA from Orange County, and then
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. I never even knew that those two were connected, to be honest.
Yeah. There was a feud because there was like, they were dating the same guy, Steven, and
oh god.
You know, of course. This is Steven right here.
That's not even
that's who they were fighting over.
That's not even remotely surprising. That's so early 2000s. Like, oh, this guy's so hot.
I know.
No thanks.
Okay. This one makes me laugh. Okay. Got it. I had to pick things that didn't have like the title of what this thing is. Who is this? What is this?
Okay. First of all, it's Mary-Kate and Ashley, but I have absolutely no idea what it is.
This is from the movie How the West Was Fun. I loved it.
See, I liked when Mary-Kate and Ashley go to Paris.
Yeah, older.
I also liked when Mary-Kate and Ashley, the fashion designer one where they're like designing clothes and did like a fashion shoot. I don't even know which one that was called, but I think those are the only two I've ever seen.
Yeah. That's interesting. I was obsessed with Mary-Kate and Ashley.
How the West Was Fun. See, I watched movies like, what was the movie that, It Takes Two.
Oh, I loved It Takes Two.
Great movie.
So good.
Fantastic movie. I feel like there was another one that they were in that was similar to It Takes Two. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. They had lots of movies.
They were in a lot of movies.
They were amazing. I loved them.
I know. I'm very sad that they kind of grew out of that childhood actor phase and then we never really saw them.
There's something in my hair. I just can't.
Oh, it looks like something like a little fuzzy or something.
Yeah, just get it.
Okay. We're good.
Stop looking at it.
We're good.
Okay. Next one. Okay. Who are these people?
Oh, those are the Weekenders.
Oh, yeah. That one you get.
I love the Weekenders. I feel like when I would get ready for school, I would watch there was something on before the Weekenders. So I would watch that and then the Weekenders. And I was always like somewhat late for school because I liked to watch this show.
I was not allowed to watch TV in the morning.
I saved up and bought one of those little 19-inch TVs. And so that had a VCR in it. So I had those in my room. And then, it just happened.
Yeah.
That's what happens when your mom works early in the day and then you're by yourself to go to school. It's like, well, you can do whatever you want.
Okay. Guys, who is this?
Saboomafoo.
I
love Saboomafoo.
Me too.
I feel like Saboomafoo's daughter or something is on a new show.
Oh, really?
I feel like it's and it's with those guys. What are they called? The Krat
brothers.
Yeah, they were awesome.
Chris and Martin.
Yeah. You know this.
I watched it. I liked it.
That was a great show for sure. Super into it.
Okay, so I know we talked about this last week, and so the name of the show is In the Corner, but more importantly, who is this?
Okay, well, that's on the Amanda show, and it's Amanda Bynes, but I won't remember what the character's name is.
Courtney.
Courtney. We need to find clips of that show and watch it again.
I've been seeing some on TikTok. It's hilarious.
Oh, I gotta search those up. Courtney.
It's Courtney.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, this is the last one. Who is this?
That's Ashley from Recess, but I'm not going to remember which Ashley.
No. She's not Ashley.
She's one of the Ashleys.
She's not
the Ashley.
No,
you're right.
She's not.
You're right. She's not. She's Spinelli.
She's Spinelli.
Correct.
Her name is Ashley, but
she's not part of the Ashleys.
She's not.
Correct.
She's ashamed that her name is Ashley.
I'm so sorry.
She's Spinelli.
Spinelli. I used to watch that show a lot too, actually. It's been a long time.
I watched an episode the other day.
I never watched the movies or anything.
What?
No.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
I know. I'm so sorry.
We probably rented that movie 25 times.
Really?
I'm not kidding.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Jesus.
I have 2 millennial things that came up today. So was it a rule in your household that you weren't allowed to turn the light on when your parents were driving in the car?
Yes.
Because it's illegal to turn the lights on.
Yeah, 100%.
Obviously. Were you allowed to swim right after you ate, or did your parents make you wait the 30 minutes?
We had to wait.
So did cry, which is so weird.
You might get a cramp.
I know, you might get a cramp and drown. Like, have you ever heard a story of anybody actually drowning after eating?
No, not from
that, not from eating.
No.
So silly. I love it.
Okay, since we're talking about millennial stuff, and I mean, this is like not just a millennial, it's not exclusive to millennials, but like, do kids still do stuff like this? And I'm going to come behind you. I heard this on the Office Ladies.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Okay. Crack it.
Yes, you knew this was
and watch it roll away. Dad, what was it? Oh, tight squeeze, cool breeze. Now you're sure. Yes.
I used to do the crack the head thing or crack the egg on the head all the time. I loved it. Well, did you ever play like Stella Ella Ola?
Oh yeah, of course.
And what was the other one where it was like with this Kit Kat? And then what was the other one where it was like it was like where the end of the rhyme was always like a bad word, but it went into the next one. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mary had a steamboat.
Yes, thank you. We would do that all the time.
Yeah, of course. Do kids still do that?
I don't know. I don't think so, because I see TikToks of people our age talking about it when they were kids.
Yeah.
You know, and so I don't know if that's a thing or not.
I just imagine kids just only being on like an iPad.
That's how I feel.
That's all they do.
Remember in gym class when you were in elementary school and they'd have the days where they had like the big rainbow thing?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? The parachute. And that was always the best. And I saw something the other day that was like, you had one last gym class with a parachute and you never knew that it was going to be your last gym class.
You're right. Also, those little like boards that had the wheels.
Yes.
That would like, oh my God.
Scoot around.
You would run over your hand and just like die.
Yeah, where they had like the gym equipment room, and there was always one person that got to go in and help with the gym equipment. Like, it was always such a cool thing because you get to go in this room with everything in there.
Yeah.
Oh man, I missed it those days when everything was just so much easier.
Oh, simpler times.
Simpler times. Well, speaking of which, so we got our house appraised today because we're going through a refinancing on our mortgage so we can take some money out of our equity and do some renovations on our house, which is really exciting. And the appraiser told me that we are the fourth house in my neighborhood that they've done this week because of how many people are selling their house.
I believe it because I mean, your neighborhood is selling quick, and
every day we see a new for sale sign come up.
Yeah, I feel like everyone's seeing like how crazy this market is, and it's like if they don't want to take advantage and sell, then they're taking advantage and refinancing. It's one or the other.
Yeah, and I mean, it absolutely makes sense. Why not utilize the money? And we've talked about this a little bit before about making your cash work for you. And our biggest thing is that we're trying to increase cash flow. And so we're, paying off our debts, paying off my car loan, and then taking out more money so that we can reinvest it back into our house and ultimately increase the value. And I mean, why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah.
And for us, our payments are only going up by $200 a month to do that. That's like a no-brainer. And especially when you're then clearing away other stuff, then it frees up that money to do that. Right. And so it's been a really fun process. And I'm really happy that you introduced me to Alex at Thrive Mortgage because they've been fantastic to work through this whole process. And they make it very clear and understanding of how the process works and what the next step is and what to look for and what to be aware of, which is awesome. So, because it's something that I've obviously never done before, and I've never known anybody that's refinanced before. So, and there's so much information, but it's not until you actually do it that you understand it. Yes. So definitely go with somebody that you trust. And Alex has been fantastic. So thanks for that.
Great to deal with. And if you ever like have any questions about mortgages, then just contact him because he's the way that he explains things. Is just so easy to understand, which I love.
Well, what I like is that he also owns property and he owns a few of them. And he says, this is what I've done. And this is what I did in this situation for this reason. And then I did this in another situation for that reason. And here's, what my thoughts are and what my suggestions are. But at the end of the day, you have to do what's comfortable for you and what makes sense. And so he's a very like no pressure, but a lot of where he's coming from is sound advice because that's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah,
so you trust in that he's making those decisions too. So if you don't already follow Thrive Mortgage on Instagram, do it because they are constantly posting really great videos. They do a podcast as well, which is really great. And they're not super long episodes. So it's easy to kind of listen to one while you're cleaning the house or driving or whatever. And you get a really great amount of knowledge from it. So they're a huge resource for sure. So that's been really exciting. I will do my top 5. Okay. So my top 5 for this week is top 5 ways to celebrate International Women's Day.
Oh, okay.
So International Women's Day is a celebration of women around the world. It's been going on since 1911. Which
Here,
I
if you
didn't
put the
realize
background
that.
on.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I'll just disappear.
I downloaded this background so that we could have International Women's Day. So we figured out that it doesn't super work if we're not like in the same spot. So I'm just gonna sit here. I don't know. So now we're over it. Oh. Okay.
I will not move.
Nobody move. So I can't do this because I'm going to move and I already know that. So, okay, let's just get rid of that. Anyways, so International Women's Day has been celebrated since 1911. It's a globally recognized day, and it's meant to honor women from the past, present, and the future, and to learn more about the issues that affect a lot of women in the workforce specifically, but just throughout life in general. The theme of this year is to break the bias. The bias, it makes it disproportionately harder for a lot of women to advance further in the professional workforce. And there's a lot of reasons why that happens. I've been doing a little bit of research about this. And in the UK, for instance, just due to the wage gap, women actually end up working the first 2 months of the year for free because of how much lower they get paid compared to men. In the US, there was a study done in 2019 where 57% of the workforce is women, yet they only get paid about 82% of what men get paid per week.
That's so crazy.
So there's more women working, but they don't make as much money as men, which is nuts. And so, this is just affects, women of all ages, races, demographics throughout every single country, throughout the world. And it's really important to discuss these issues and learn from them and learn about how we can support each other and make these things known so that we can work together to make a stand and hopefully create change. So a few different ways that you can do that. The first thing is going to an event on International Women's Day and supporting and encouraging women. So Allie and I are going to an event that's hosted by the Nanaimo Foundation. It is the International Women's Day Social. It's being held at the Nanaimo Golf Course on March 8th. It's from 7 to 9, so short couple 2 hours. And it's meant to be a networking social event to meet other local women, talk with them, learn about them, hopefully create some of those connections and just overall empower each other to celebrate women. Tickets are $25 each, and that gives you a glass of Prosecco and a little dessert plate. And then all of the proceeds from the event are being donated to the Nanaimo Foundation. They have a fund set up for Nanaimo Sisterhood Fund, they call it, to support local women, which is really great. So not only are you having fun and meeting other women, but then you're also then donating your full ticket price to a local women's fund. I heard about the event through Women in Construction, and Courtney, who works with BDC, who's very, very lovely. So I'm really excited to go and see some of those women that's been a couple of years with the pandemic not getting to do that, and then meet some other local ladies. So if you have an interest in doing that, they have tickets, that very limited tickets, but they're available until noon on March 4th, and you can find them on Facebook and Instagram to purchase those. So cool. I'm really excited. There's going to be there was last year, there was a photo booth, some games, prizes, there's a red carpet. So I'm excited. I think that should be really fun.
Yeah.
Another one is to participate in the Break the Bias campaign. So this is a social campaign being done on Facebook and Instagram. And the whole point behind it is just to empower women, especially in your workplace, to post a photo of them with the hashtag break the bias and the hashtag IWD 2022. And the point of it is you're doing a pose like this, which is meant to like show in solidarity that you're supporting international women. So that's a really good thing to do with like the women in your office or your workplace, or even just other people and men as well, just to show that you are standing in solidarity with women. Another one is to take part in a virtual event. There's a ton of virtual seminars, webinars, panels that you can go on and just learn from other women and their experience in the workplace in a lot of different issues. InternationalWomen'sDay.com has a full list of events, and a lot of these are taking place globally as well. So even if you just tune in for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, just to learn something new and see how that might be relevant to you and what you're facing, or how you can help somebody else change something in your workplace to make things better. There's two that I just want to point out that I thought were really interesting. One is about women in tech. It's called Women in Tech's Techno Day. Just type that into Google, Techno Day.
Okay.
It showcases women in technology specifically, and it talks about their career paths, their personal development, and business and strategy insights. So that's really interesting. It's being sponsored by like Netflix, Microsoft, Zoom. Like there's a bunch of different really large corporations in the tech force that are sponsoring that. So that looks like it's going to be really interesting.
Cool.
There's another one that is being hosted by AHRI, which I'm not positive what that stands for, but I think it has something to do with, the American Human Resources Institute.
Okay.
So they're exploring how creating a truth-telling workplace, or a place where it's okay to speak up and speak out, and how that can actually help to eliminate sexual harassment in the workplace.
Yeah.
So it's being hosted by a woman who's really high up in the HR field within the States, and who's got like an insane HR background. So that might be really interesting too, just to kind of see how you could change those things in your workplace, or see if that's something that's relevant to you. Support a women-owned business or a women-ran business. So supporting businesses that are owned, operated, and controlled by a woman or a team of women really helps to create a more equal economic environment and just create more economic independence. Seeking out businesses that are owned and operated by women, and then encouraging your friends to do the same, is really important to bring awareness to that. Challenge yourself to only buy from a women-owned establishments throughout the entire day if you can, which is kind of cool. The nice thing about these days, now that they're becoming a lot more talked about, is you can go on Instagram or Facebook on March 8th and you'll see like a ton of women-owned businesses that are posting about it. So make a point to go and support them. Donate to a charity that supports women. So we've talked about this a lot before, about how to do that locally. There are some international ones like Women for Women International and Dress for Success that are helping women that are affected by war, affected by poverty, and that provide them with better resources to dress to impress in the workforce, giving them attire, giving them skills, interview skills, support, that kind of stuff. If you're looking for something more local, women's shelters are always in need of feminine hygiene products. And there is a really great group that you can follow on Instagram called Mamas for Mamas. They have one in Vancouver, and then mamasformamas.nanaimo is the local one. They right now are posting for women hygiene products, specifically pads, tampons, deodorant, soap, razors, pregnancy tests, as well as I believe they have it, they call it the Karma. Ooh, I'm not going to get that right. They have something, I believe it's in the Nanaimo Northtown Center, and they're always looking for things like diapers, formulas, things specifically for pregnant women or women who have just had babies. So go and follow them on Instagram. They're always updating with what they need, and that's a really great local cause to be supporting. My last little bonus one is acknowledge and appreciate the women that are in your life. Posting about, your mom or your friend on Facebook is awesome, but it's also about physically calling or touching base with that person and telling them how much you love them and how much they have done for you.
That's
so,
great.
Take them out for coffee. Throw them a FaceTime, give them a call, write them write all the women in your office a really lovely email about something specific that they've done for you, and just acknowledging and showing that support. And sometimes that one little thing really goes a long way to help other people and motivate them and know that they now have a connection with you on how they can grow and do better. So Happy International Women's Day on March 8th. Please do something to support the lovely ladies in your life.
I like it.
Do it again. I'm really looking forward to the event that we're going to.
Yeah, me too.
I think it'll be fun. I mean, it's been a while since we've gotten to actually get out and network. Mm-hmm. So it'll be fun to just feel like we're getting back into the swing of things and hopefully make some new connections, right? So
yes.
I know, should be fun. Thank you. So that being said, we also have the trade show this weekend.
Yes.
Which I'm also really excited about. So as of tomorrow, we're going to be getting all set up in our booth. And then trade show opens at noon on Friday at Bevan Auditorium. So it's free admission. Feel free to drop by. It's going to be great if you're looking for new things for your house as well. But there was a few other little ones that were there when we went as well that weren't specifically just about renovations. There was, an interior designer. Yeah. There was, I think maybe not a jewelry one, but I felt like there was something there that was a little, there was a fudge one, wasn't there? There was fudge.
Just like local vendors.
Yeah, local vendors. Oh yeah, there was like essential oils and that kind of stuff. So it's a fun way to just kind of get out and then support some local businesses as well and come and take a look at our booth and come and say hi.
Yes.
Yes. Lovely.
I will be there.
You better be there.
I will.
All 3 days.
I won't be there all 3 days.
No, but that's fine.
Okay.
But I'll expect to see you on Friday.
I'll come on Friday.
Okay, good.
How lovely.
I love it. All right. So what else is new with you, Allie?
Okay. Well, since we were just talking about mortgages, the Bank of Canada released, they were saying that they were most likely going to increase the rates today. So they did. The rates went up 0.25%.
Yes. I saw that this morning.
Not that much, not really going to affect your mortgage that much. If you have a variable rate, which a lot of people do, not a ton. No. Nothing to get too excited about.
No, and I mean, that was also predicted that it was going to happen regardless. We knew, right? So it'll be interesting to see what continues to happen because obviously there's still a lot of uncertainty in the world right now. So it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. But if you are in your variable rate mortgage, make sure you just take a look at that and see how that affects you. But we saw that come out this morning, which is good. So are you playing Wordle?
Yes.
I haven't played yet today. Actually, I might have forgotten to play yesterday too.
Oh no.
I know. I was on a 33-day streak and then I got a new phone and that wrecked it. So
I see.
I love it. Have you noticed that since the New York Times took over, the words are really a lot harder than they used to be?
Yeah. What was the word yesterday? Oh, shoot. Yeah. Freaking hell. I forget what the word was yesterday.
They're getting hard.
But I looked it up because I couldn't figure it out. And I was like, okay, well, I would never have ever come to that word ever.
Well, like the other day or a few weeks ago, it was cynic. And I know the word cynical, but I've never used the word cynic.
Well, and your brain just doesn't go to that.
Right. And then vivid the other day was also really hard because I just couldn't think of a word that had the V and then the double V really threw me off.
Yeah, when it's a double letter.
Oh yeah, those are hard.
Oh yeah. Okay. People were mad about.
Yeah. Like there's a few that have been really, they're getting a lot more difficult.
Right. It's not this. It wasn't an English word.
Oh, what was it?
Rupee.
Rupee.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's really,
like currency in
India. Wow. That is hard.
See, that wouldn't even register to me as a word, much like humor did not register to me as a word. Because that's the American spelling.
Yeah, the rupee would be hard with the double E, and then the double E at the very end would be really difficult. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, I got to like the fifth and I was like, I'm going to look this up. Sorry. And I did. And I was like, I would not have gotten that.
Yeah, they're getting increasingly more difficult. And it's like you forget every 5-letter word that you've ever known.
It's true. The word today was a little bit easier.
Okay, I'm gonna have to do
like a normal word.
I love word games. And so that's why I really like Wordle, but it stumped me a few times. I've always made it within the 6, but I've feel ashamed of myself that I'm like not getting it sooner.
Well, so my mother-in-law posts, the thing on Facebook with
this is how many she got. Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so sometimes I will just throw words out that I know are incorrect because I think it'll help me. And I notice she does not do that ever.
Oh, that's
like
interesting.
She is like, okay, if I know that the A is in the second spot, that's where it's going to be. And where I'm like, okay, well, I know that this word doesn't have an A in it, but it might have other letters that would help me. So I'm doing that, but
I do both strategies
because I'm like, I'm doing it wrong.
I do both strategies, and it depends on how far in I am.
Yeah.
And so it depends. If I'm like on the third or fourth, then I might do that. Because I'm really good with looking at the letters that are still left and like going through it all in my brain and putting them in there. But sometimes sometimes you're just so stuck and you're like, this isn't going to work though. Like WP is just not a word. So like, what is it? So then I'll do that too, where I'm like, okay, screw it. I'm just going to try a totally different word, even though I know this A and this X are not in there. I'm just going to do it and see. And sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't.
So I've never used the letter X.
There was one with X in it.
People were mad.
Yeah, because it's never in, like, it's just how many of those words? I don't remember what the one was the other day, but I was like, it took me a very long time to figure out what it was. And I was quite mad by the end of it because I was like, none of these letters make any sense.
The word with X was extra and people were so mad. And I'm like, that is such a normal word.
That is a normal word.
Like, but
it was one the other day. It was with N. It was like N. Oh, I don't remember. Anyways, it's a great game. Absolutely love it.
Great. Do you want to talk about market stats?
Yes, the new market stats have come out.
Market stats are out. And I had a feeling when I saw the market stats last month and I saw that the average house in Nanaimo was over $1 million.
Yeah.
I was like, well, is it though? It doesn't, because that doesn't mean that the average house is worth that much.
Right. It just means that the new houses that are selling are
houses that were selling in that month
were selling for
So inventory was quite low last month. There wasn't a lot to pick from and what there was selling for well over asking, which resulted in a much higher price.
Right.
Anyway. That being said, the average price of a single family home in Nanaimo is $944,950.
Interesting.
Yes, that's an increase of 26% over last year. It's lower than it was last month or the month before, January. Still quite high for Nanaimo.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would completely agree with you.
Yes. There was 162 units listed and 104 sold. So finally, like we were seeing before, a lot of more houses selling than what was actually listed in that month. And we, across the board, in Cowichan Valley, Parksville, and Nanaimo, it's actually been less. So it means there's actually some inventory staying on the market.
And things aren't necessarily selling as quickly as they were.
Yeah. So I noticed that people are not paying people are not overbidding. Like people are not paying for things that are overpriced.
Right.
They're just not doing that. So, which is good for the most part. So, I mean, it's really important to price the home correctly.
Accordingly.
I did see a house that sold yesterday. This is in Nanoose Bay. They priced it at $798. It was an older home, but in Beachcomber.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you price it at $798?
Yeah.
That's so low. So no surprise, it sold for like 1.25.
Oh my god!
Like 400,000 over asking. More than that.
That's ridiculous.
But like, I was not shocked by the sale price at all.
Right.
I was more shocked by the listing price. Like, that's just stupid. Sorry.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, actually.
Because people look at that and they're like, oh, 800,000, I can afford that. And then you're just like getting all these showings that for people who could never, ever afford that house.
And are going to get into a multiple offer.
It's just a waste of time for so many people. Right. So it's really important to price the home accordingly. That was my rant.
It's understandable.
So to get back onto topic, the average days on market for single family homes in Nanaimo is 12 days. That's very quick. That is a decrease of 43%.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So last year homes were selling for not as quick.
Right. Well, there was one listing that I saw that sold in 9 hours.
Yeah.
Like, it's madness.
Yeah, it is. Okay. So, for townhomes in Nanaimo, the average price was $631,239. That's an increase of 37% over last year. There were 36 units sold and 36 units listed and 28 sold.
Wow.
Average days on market, 17.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So that is kind of interesting that average price point has dropped from the January numbers as well for townhouses.
Yes.
Because we were closer into like the 650s.
Yeah.
660s.
Yeah, a little bit less. So, but still we're comparing it to February of last year. So the price has gone up 37%
right.
compared to last year. Days on market 17, which is actually a decrease of 65%.
Wow.
So things are selling a lot quicker.
A lot quicker.
Yeah.
And now I wonder if that's because, are more people moving here, or it just means that more people are selling their houses and looking to buy. I mean, when there's low inventory, it's going to go quickly.
The reason for the quick sales is things are selling for unconditionally.
That's what I was going to ask you, if that is that still happening?
Yeah, because yes, it is extremely. So, in the market that we were in previously, the more balanced market, we would put 2-week subject removal to get your financing, get an inspection done, all of those things. And so you would see, if somebody wrote an offer the same day that the home was listed, you would see that it would sell in 2 weeks, even though the offer was right away.
Right. Okay.
When now, if you go subject free, it sells right away.
Right away.
There's no days on market.
Right. I see. Okay.
That's why.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And for condos, the average price was $477,334. That's an increase of 33% over last year. There were 49 units listed and 38 sold. That is also less than last year, 53% less units listed and 25% less units sold. And days on market is only 12, just like single family homes, and that is a decrease of 91%.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how these numbers eventually change as we get further into the year, because there's a lot more development that's happening now. Yeah. There's a lot more city councils pushing through a lot more development permits of these really large scale.
Those won't be ready for quite some time. So I don't think that will play a factor probably even this year. It'll be probably more next year.
And by then, a lot of this will probably have hopefully.
Who knows? Maybe we'll be in a buyer's market next year. Who knows?
Well, definitely will be more inventory. That's for sure.
Yes, I agree. That's market stats for Nanaimo. If you guys want to know about Parks of Welcome, Cowichan Valley, or any other areas on the island, just send me a message and I will help you out.
Amazing. Yeah, right now definitely is the time to be selling for sure. But I think at the same time, you can't let that discourage you from getting out there and buying as well. How was your open house that you had on the weekend?
My open house went well. I wasn't sure what to expect because it had been so long since I had done an open house, like over 2 years. So I was pleasantly surprised. I only had like 10 people, but I was on a cul-de-sac. I didn't have any, people walking by. I just happened to see the sign type of thing. So it went well.
Good. I'm glad. It was a really cute house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I was very pleasantly surprised just from what you see from the street. You don't really recognize, how big the piece of property is or what their backyard looks like or what they've done on the inside of the house. But we were looking at the photos of what it looked like before, and they did a really great renovation job. Yeah. They really made use of every space in that house. It was really nice. I liked it.
And it is still available. So if you want to check it out, just send me a message.
Catherine Place. I liked it. I thought it was really cute. It would be really great for like a new family, in my opinion. But then you have plenty of space, and then it has a 2-bedroom suite downstairs, which gives you the income. So I liked it. That was nice.
Me too.
Cool. I like that. cross that off our list.
Okay, so we got to talk a little bit about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Yes.
The first part of the reunion aired on Sunday.
Correct.
And it was very interesting. It was funny to see kind of everybody against Lisa.
Yeah, I need to rewatch the episode, but I thought that there was a lot of stuff coming out. And what I didn't really recognize that Lisa had such a problem with Heather.
Oh, yeah.
And
it
was
real hard on for Heather.
Yeah, it was very much everyone against Lisa for sure.
Well, I mean, she was friends with Meredith, and then she went on a rant about how she was a garbage whore and fucked half of the Upper East Side. So.
And she was really upset about the fact that Bravo was recording. And it's like, well, you have mic pack on.
She's going to bring it up in the next part. Like, she's mad. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Exactly.
You don't want it to be on TV.
It's nobody else's fault.
Say it.
You're on a reality show, and that's drama. They're obviously going to use that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. So there's that. I loved how Lisa, like, she can't own anything that she says ever. So, you know, she has to deny. I never said that. I didn't say that. Don't narrate me. Don't narrate me.
Don't push your narrative. I know. She's just very, I thought I always really liked her to begin with. And then I just have slowly been kind of getting off of the Lisa train.
I'm not on her side.
I don't like people who don't take accountability for their actions.
Own it.
Own it, Lisa Rinna.
She doesn't own it. So I just can't be on her side. The fact that, like, she called Heather and Whitney inbred cousins, and then was like, I didn't say that.
Then they show a flashback of her saying
said that.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that they prefaced the entire show by saying that they filmed this prior to Jenny's whole fallout with social media. And so I thought that was interesting.
It was very interesting because they were talking about how Mary was racist. And then Andy said, well, Mary doesn't believe that she's capable of being racist because she's Black. And Jenny says anyone is capable of being racist, including her.
And that's foreshadowing to the fact that she's racist the show because of being racist. So, there's just a lot to handle in this whole season. Mm-hmm. I thought it was really unfortunate that Mary wasn't there, but I do understand why she wasn't there. But I'm interested to see what comes out about Jen. Jen's trial is scheduled for March 22nd.
It has been rescheduled.
Oh, has it been?
Yes. It's been rescheduled to July 11th. And I don't know if that's
so far away.
It is. It's already far away because she got arrested over a year ago.
Right.
So the trial is already like a year later. And so it's now been moved to July. But that means that Jen is going to be on the entire third season, where she would have to leave because the trial's in New York, and she wouldn't have been on the entire season. So
blessing in disguise. Is that just her trial though, or is that Stuart's?
I don't know.
That's really interesting.
Stu Chains.
That's his name?
Yeah.
Okay. I should think about changing that now.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was an interesting reunion. I'm definitely going to watch it again just to go through it because there was just a lot of information that was brought up and they haven't even dove deep into anything.
No.
They've really just scratched the surface.
Yeah, well, I think they're going to talk about it a little bit more when Coach Shaw is on, and I think they're going to leave it for the last episode.
Yeah, I would say that you're probably right.
Kind of like with Erica.
Do you think it's going to be a 4-part episode?
No, it's only 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was good. This season has been very, very interesting. It's kind of crazy to think that all of this stuff happens to normal people, you know, and there's a whole lot of drama, that's for sure. But we've been watching Southern Charm again. I'm almost halfway through season 7 and Jeremy really likes it. Wow. So I'm always like, oh, do you mind if I watch this? And he's like, yeah, put that on. That's a really good show. Okay.
Oh, and I've been watching Real Housewives of New York again for the millionth time. And oh my God, it's so good. I'm on season 9 and I just love it. It's so funny. It is just so funny.
I need to rewatch.
This is a big season of like Bethany fighting with Ramona. And
who doesn't Ramona fight with?
Oh, you can't not fight with Ramona because she's such an asshole. But like Bethany's at the point where she's like, I just want nothing to do with her. And Ramona just keeps like trying to come around and it's just so
cause problems.
Ridiculous. Yes. I was watching, I went home for lunch today and I was watching the episode where they're in the Bronx at this Italian restaurant. And it is just the craziest thing with Dorinda just eviscerating Sonia.
Really?
Yeah. Have you seen the meme where Dorinda's like, clip?
No. What does that mean?
I guess it means like shut your mouth. Oh, that's exactly that's like a quote of Bethany Frankel.
That's really funny.
Bethany Frankel's confessional is like clip. I don't know what that means. I guess it just means like shut your mouth. Yeah,
that makes sense actually.
Dorinda's drunk. Dorinda when she's drunk is just unhinged and it's amazing to watch.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I love that.
Yeah, it's really good.
All of these shows, there's just too much.
Makes you laugh so hard. I watched Real Housewives of New Jersey last night, the new one, and like Teresa is dumb. She's just dumb. I'm sorry.
So like, is it a new season?
Yeah.
It just started?
It just started a few weeks ago.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Teresa, she's just dumb. That's all I can say.
The only thing that I know about that show is the clip of her daughter singing. Like that's the only thing that I know about that show. So just because it's huge on TikTok.
Yep. Yeah. So that happened like how long ago did she write that song? Over 10 years ago. And it just blew up on TikTok. And so it shows her on the new season. She has a new sweatshirt line that says, wake it up in the morning.
Are you
like, oh
serious?
my God, I can't. It's so stupid.
Well, I mean, I guess capitalize on you have the opportunity, I suppose. So it's very strange.
Oh God.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
I can't.
Yeah, I completely agree with you.
This just made me laugh today. It was on TikTok. That's kind of my thing before we podcast. I go on TikTok and I
find some good stuff,
things to talk about. This one clip made me laugh and it was just like, it seemed like just a Zoom call with like Brenda Song and Shay Mitchell and just some other like young women.
Yep.
And it was so funny because Brenda Song knew everyone's birthday and she was like, you're June 30th, you're August 17th. And they were like, what? How did you know? Like, do you know your friends' birthdays? Like off the top of your head?
Yeah. I mean, you're June 10th. Deanna's is December 30th. Melanie's is November 8th.
Yeah.
Or November 9th. I always forget, like mix those up. I never remember Dylan's. Logan's is August 10th. So like, yeah, I mean, for my close friends, like, and I think it also depends on how long they've kind of been in your life for, because like, I still remember like friends from high school.
I know. I remember like most people's birthdays.
Yeah.
If I know their birthday, like I will generally.
Yeah. You're pretty good with that.
I don't know why. And it's weird. Like I associate people's birthdays with like personalities and not in like a horoscope way.
That's
like
interesting.
I don't really know that much about the horoscopes. Like I'm not like, oh yeah, they're such an Aries.
Oh man, that's such a Virgo thing.
Unless they're a Leo, because I don't like Leo.
Jeremy's Leo.
I mean,
Jeremy's not a Leo.
He's not. Because like, Tash, our friend Tash, she's been on the podcast. She's very into the horoscopes and she has a thing for Leos too, just like I do. And she's like, he's not a Leo.
He's not. And I remember I did a wedding a couple of years ago and both the bride and groom were Leos. And then the groom's like whole family were Leos too. Like his brother or his sister and both parents kind of thing. And they made such a big deal about the whole fact of the wedding that all of them were Leos. And all I could think of is like, Jeremy is the complete opposite of these people. Like, wow. Yeah. So I it's just so funny how for some people it makes such a big deal. I saw a video the other day of triplets, and they were all talking about how like the one of them was like, I just don't understand how we could have all been in like mom all at the same time, yet you guys have the same music interests and I have completely different music interests. And how well, he was just talking about how he's like, I don't understand how this all makes sense, because he's like, we were all like, he's like, mom puts her earphones in, we're all listening to the same song. How is it that you guys like this and I don't? And he's like, how is it that I can be born 2 minutes after you guys, and for some reason I'm in like a different moon rising? And he's like, really, the moon moved that much in 2 minutes?
Well,
like,
I mean, my sisters are twins, and they were C-section, so they were literally born right after another.
Same time, yep.
And they are so different.
Yeah,
like they just are.
I mean, how weird. You have the exact same DNA.
Yeah. They're identical twins.
Very
they're just very different. So, I mean, it's
very strange. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm pretty good with my friends' birthdays. I remember like everyone's phone number though.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
I don't. I mean, I used to when you had to dial it, but I don't like dial numbers anymore. So I just don't remember. I
don't really either, but well, yours is easy because it has your name in it.
And yours is easy because it has your name in it.
So does mine. But like, I don't know. I'm pretty good with numbers. Like, I know my Air Miles card off by heart, my debit card, my MasterCard off by heart. I know my WestJet rewards number off by heart. God. Like, Jeremy's always like, how do you, like, we'll go to like Shell gas station and I punch in my Air Miles card and he's like, how do you know that number? It's just, numbers are just good in my brain like that.
Yeah. Not
patterns is what it is that I associate it with patterns, you know, so. And like, I know like our work credit card number off by heart. Like,
what?
I just, yeah. Like, I wish I knew my stuff like that. Because no, you don't wish that.
No, I do.
No, believe me. I tried really hard not to memorize my new credit card number.
Yo, you're right. It does save me money because like I'll be sitting on the couch and I'm like, oh, I want to buy this thing. And then I'm like,
I don't want to go get my credit card.
I'm not going to get up to get my credit card. So I guess I'm just not going to buy it.
Yes. I tried desperately not to memorize it. And now I have, and that's the end of me now.
That's funny.
I know. Yeah, like I don't have any of my cards saved in my phone or anything.
Oh.
Like the Samsung wallet, I don't do that.
No.
It's just not my thing. Oh, Melanie Wendell, speak of the devil.
Melanie.
She usually has some funny things to say. Let's see.
Is it funny?
Yeah, but I can't talk about it on the podcast.
Okay. It's about someone.
Anyways, this has been fun.
Yes, I mean, I think this was a good episode.
This was a good episode. I feel very, very good about it. So next week's episode, we will have stuff about the trade show we can talk about. Yes. We'll have our event at the International Women's Day as well. I'm also going to see a Canucks game next week. So I'm really excited about that.
I'm going to a Whitecaps game this weekend.
Yes, I forgot you're going to a Whitecaps game.
Excited about it? No.
I'm actually jealous that you're going because I've always wanted to go to a Whitecaps game. I think you're going to have fun.
Well, I can't even drink.
Yeah, that's true. But I do think that you're going to have fun. You're going to be seated by the really rowdy people. And I've heard that's a blast.
It'll be like a social experiment.
Yeah. Do you know who they're playing?
No.
Okay. Well.
Do I care? I mean, I could look it up. Let's look it up.
I mean, there's only like 7 teams that they could be playing.
I wouldn't know.
Soccer is kind of boring, but it's also kind of exciting at the same time. I mean, there can be these really exciting moments that happen.
NYCFC.
Oh, well, that'll be cool.
New York City Football Club.
Yes.
Okay.
Interesting. I mean, it would have been better if it was like LA Galaxy when David Beckham was playing. Or like when.
So you want me to like get in a time machine and see it in the past?
Did you know that time machines don't actually? Okay, time machines would be really difficult to create because it's a time and space machine because the Earth is constantly moving throughout like the solar system throughout the universe, right? Okay. So like. You can't just have a time machine. It would have to be a time and space machine to like move you because where the Earth is right now in space is not the same spot that it was in when like the dinosaurs were here.
That's correct.
So We shouldn't call it a time machine. We should call it a time and space machine.
Okay. And on that note, goodbye.
Thank you very much for joining us. We will see you next week.
See you